Well, what drew me to Amadeus was I'd seen the play, I like history, I admired the people who were being portrayed and how they were being portrayed, so it was about that. In Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it was, the character reminded me of Wile E. Coyote, and so Wile E. Coyote was my model, because of course he was completely foolish and so totally self-absorbed as a doofus. I guess the eccentricity was implicit, I think, in the work, you know. You have to be something, and I suppose a lot of people, for Ferris Bueller, for instance, there's an authoritative figure that is sort of an object of derision to kids because he's clueless. So the more clueless the guy is and self-absorbed, the funnier it is. I thought it was funny. Well, in Beetlejuice, it was implicit. The reason that Lydia and the Dietz family had moved to Vermont was because Charles was having a nervous breakdown. And of course, who wouldn't have a nervous breakdown? Who married to Lydia Dietz? You know, she was crazy. And when we were doing the show, when we were doing the script, when we were in rehearsal, I pointed out that you couldn't have two people be crazy. You needed one person, my character. I volunteered to be less crazy because you had to have something to react against. So my character got calmed down a little bit. Well, originally my entrance was what Otho did in the movie, sliding down the back of the moving van on a couch because Charles had a nervous breakdown. But I said, why don't we just have Otho do it? Because that's a good entrance for Otho, and I don't think that my character should be relatively trying to be calm. That's the joke. He's trying as hard as he can to be calm. So. I had a long history doing theater, and theater, by comparison to Hollywood, is sane. I enjoyed being here. I don't like the business. Probably shouldn't say that, but I don't. So I'm not doing it because I want to be famous. I don't mind it, but that's not the motivation. The motivation is telling a story. That's what you do. That's the job, and that's what is fun. The actual business is not fun. I mean, this being here where we are now is business, but it's not the same as the cutthroatness of the business. These are people attending the show who are captivated by the movies and the stories that they tell. And it's very pleasant, and most everybody is really nice. So it's not the business, it's part of the business. The business itself is not nice. You know, being the recipient of the labor of others, because making a movie involves lots of people. So what you see on the screen is the work of a lot of different people, including your own. So there's a real benefit to being involved in the process of storytelling, that in the cooperation with the effort of all kinds of people who are not seen. And if you're not cognizant as the actor of the work of others and crediting them, then you're a very ungrateful bastard, and that's not okay. Everybody that I know, the best people I know, like Al Pacino and the people like Al, are unfailingly nice, unfailingly know their lines when they show up on time, they're courteous to everybody. That's how it should be. So. I've worked more than once with a number of directors, and the whole point of that is the director thinks, okay, this is a good role for this person who I know how to speak to this person. This person, with Tim, I knew him. I knew how he spoke, things that he didn't say, how to read him. He knew what to expect from me, so it was an easier relationship. So, yeah, there's a big benefit to using people over and over. So you cut through a lot of grief, especially if not all directors are verbal. They don't really know how to convey themselves. So if you know how they are and what they think, it's much easier on both parts because you cut through the problem because you know how that person expresses themselves. So